You ought to get excited when folk come to church as a result of you talking about Jesus Christ, and they look at your life and they come to church and give their lives to Christ. And I told folks, we don't need this drop-off service Christianity. Well, folk come to church and you drop them off. We've been called to disciple people. Y'all help me out now. And so this attitude of gratitude that we witness in the text suggests that they were excited about the reality that this church was moving in the volume of the book, and the power of God was beginning to take impact upon their lives. And the thought is, there are some people who are a source of grief in every church. I'll talk in a minute. A source of grief. The truth be told, every pastor not happy about every member. Thought I'd break that bad news to you. Because some people, and maybe not in this church, but some people are a headache. Let me walk on this side over here. But in this sense here, Paul and Silas and Timothy, they were intrigued by the service and the modelship of this church. They were intrigued. As a matter of fact, in 2 Thessalonians chapter 1, verse 3 and 4, Amplified says, he says, we ought and indeed are obligated as those in debt to give thanks always to God for you. He says, brethren, it is as fitting because your faith is growing exceedingly, and the love of every one of you, each toward the other, is increasing and abounds. Now, here's the deal. Paul said, that says, you are not just talking church talk, but you're demonstrating that you are growing and you are increasing in faith. He says, I'm obligated to mention you because I've experienced some people who don't demonstrate that. He says, but I'm obligated to mention and the fact that your faith is growing exceedingly. That your faith is growing. How do you know your faith is growing? Because it says here that the love of every one of you each toward the other is increasing and abounding. So he equates the growing of faith with the growing of love toward the brethren. So he connects their faith with relationship. Let me talk to you. For you that think you can grow in faith and not grow in love. There's no way God's going to bless you with favor and you don't like his children. What parent would bless you and favor you when you don't like their children? What parent would say to you, come on over and eat and drink and be merry and have a good time in my house, and they know you don't like their children? And they have got words and someone told them that you know that she don't like your daughter, he don't like your son, and who would let you in their house and knowing you don't like their kids? Nobody in their right mind would let you have favor and you don't like their children. How can you say you have faith and you don't like your neighbor? Y'all gonna help me talk today? Come on. So this he says, Jesus says, how will men know you my disciple? How? The love you have one for another, not how long your skirt is, not the flipping of your hair, flipping in the right and flipping to the left and flipping in the back and got your head covered and got on white stockings and got on white shoes and don't wear makeup and don't wear mascara. Come on, got all that stuff going on, but then you don't like the folk around you. He said, men will know you my disciple, how the love you have one for another. Love is measured by not what you say, but by what you do. Come on, somebody. Anybody can talk love, but real love is expressed in action. It's expressed in action. And so Paul is intrigued by the fact that these individuals in this particular church are growing in great faith. And he says, and this is a cause of our mentoring, or rather mentioning you with pride among the churches of God for your steadfastness. And so he says, I'm mentioning you. I mention you because you have unflinching endurance and patience. you are a person that have the spiritual tenacity and the spiritual stick-to-itiveness to stand. It's unflinching endurance, and you've gained the endurance through your trials, the tribulation. And Paul says you're firm in your faith. In the midst of persecutions and crushings and distresses and afflictions, you're still holding up. You're still standing strong. It's intriguing to see somebody in a storm and they still stand tall. Anybody can give up and quit, but is there anybody in the house that you told yourself that I'm going to stand and my faith is without wavering? I'm going to stand because I'm working something out. I'm working out my own soul salvation. I cannot save you and you can't save me. You got to decide that you're going to save yourself, and to save yourself is to save yourself from situations that cause you not to be saved. You got to tell yourself, I'm going to be saved. If my flesh is going crazy or not, I'm still going to be saved. I don't care who comes, who goes, I'm still going to be saved. I don't care if you like me or don't like me, I'm still going to be saved. You got to tell yourself, I am not going back to the world. The devil is a lie, honey. He brought me out. If you want to go back, I'll see you later. But I'm going to stand and stay here because it took me too long to get myself together. I finally made up my mind. If you want to go see you, let the doorknob hit you where the dog should have bit you. But I'm going to stand. If wife leaves, if husband leaves, if kids leave, I'm going to stand, because God want to know, can he trust you to stand when the storms of life is working you over? You're getting worked over on every face, every place. You're getting a punch over here and a punch over there. Got a hook up there, but you keep on standing and you tell yourself, though he slay me, yet will I trust him. I'm standing because I told God a long time ago, I'm going to stand. If anybody else going to stand, you can trust me, God, to stand. Somebody say, stand. Say, neighbor, stand. 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 And so Paul, he mentions people who are standing. You'll never make the Wheaties box quitting. Y'all don't hear me talking. You'll never make it to the Hall of Fame. What makes your story unique is the details. You take away the details of you having to eat sugar sandwiches and having to, amen, to pray with your car is on E and you can hardly make it from work to home. Those are details. Whenever you start to talk to God about situations that are in your life, oh, I guarantee you, he'll work it out. Sometimes you're holding on to situation, people that God is saying, let go, just let go, just let go. But when you learn to just let go, you'll feel better day after day. You'll find yourself feeling better. You're doing all that you know to do. You're finally at a place where you're at sellout mode, but you lost your strength in the process. But you told yourself, I'm going to trust him to heal me. I ain't got no insurance. I don't have no Medicaid. But if he's a healer, then heal me. You convince yourself, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do this. And you tell yourself, but in the midst of it all, God, I've still lost my strength. I'm in a place I've never have been before. As a matter of fact, I'm in a place right now, I don't even want to come to church, because sometimes coming to church reminds me of my pain. I lost my strength along the way, but I'm standing right here because I need my strength back. I want back the praise that I once had, the dance that I once had, the shout that I once had. I want to feel good about church again. So give me my strength back, God. I don't care about touch nobody else. You got to touch me in my situation.
This message is available on DVD, CD, or audio cassette, or you may order online at www.believerstemple.org or call us at 314-388-0801.